Hello everybody, this is Renee Millman at reneemillman.com. We're going to go within today and talk about how to hold space for somebody. But first, let's clarify, what exactly does that mean? You may have heard that phrase before, but what exactly am I talking about? Well, I'm going to give you an example that's very practical and logical that I think you may be able to relate to. So you're driving on the freeway and there's another lane that's coming onto the freeway to merge into yours. And there's you and your car, and then there's a little bit of space on the road where there's nobody. And then in front of that space, there's a big semi-truck or another car. And in a split second, two options run through your mind. You could either hit the gas, zoom up ahead, so that car that's coming to merge onto the freeway has to come behind you, somewhere behind you. Or option two, you coast and hold back a little bit and allow that other car to merge on in front of you. Which option do you choose? So it all depends, but I think you get the idea. That's a very kind of a practical situation with driving. But how does this translate over into our relationships? Not so clear cut, not so logical by any means. How do we hold space for a partner, one of our kids, maybe a coworker or a close friend? How do you hold space for someone, especially when what someone's saying may be pushing your buttons right and left? So learning how to hold space can be a tremendous gift that you give to the other person, and it can be very grounding and healing for you as well. And that's why I want to talk about this today. So here's a situation, much like our example on the freeway. Let's say you have a partner or a friend or son or daughter that wants to tell you about something and open up and maybe explain how they're bothered about something. And they might be giving you some feedback and comments that are hard to hear. And your default may be to immediately get defensive, to raise your voice and escalate, to react, and to get in their face. And just like on the freeway where you might want to hit the gas and zoom ahead and say, no, get behind me. Your response in the relationship may be to shut them down. I don't want to hear it. We're not going there. Not that you would say those exact things, but your intent and your feeling from how you respond may have that behind it. Shut her down and we're not going there. All right? No more talk like that. Know what I mean? I'm not in the mood. So that happens sometimes. But what if you can be like that second situation, the car that says, I'm cool, go ahead, come onto the freeway, it's all right. So to say, yep, I'm cool, I'm here with you, I can handle this, let's work through this. That's what I'm talking about with relationship. Doesn't always work that way, my goodness, because when it comes to feelings and dealing with our emotions, logic doesn't always apply. In fact, most of the time it doesn't. Human beings are, by and large, not logical, and we contradict ourselves all the time. So we have to remember to stay in our power and stay grounded. And when the other person says something that kind of triggers us to react and escalate and to get louder and to maybe become defensive, we need to remember to shut our mouths, be calm, try to see things for what they are, to stay objective. I love that. Stay objective. That allows you to kind of sit outside and say, okay, all right, just sort of take it all in instead of jumping into that current of the river. Being able to stay objective is a huge, tremendous way that we can hold space for the other person to open up, share what they're feeling, and to give light to something maybe that's very difficult for them to say but needs to be said so that an issue can be resolved. this is not comfortable stuff, and this takes practice. And sometimes we're tired and we have all these other things going on, and maybe we're not at our best and it doesn't work out that way. But it's something that we can work towards. When we can stand in our strength, stay objective, stay kind of like we're watching a play, or we're watching a story unfold. We allow that person this tremendous gift of being able to be vulnerable and to heal. And when that person knows, I can always go to her or to him and say these things, I feel safe. And that's such a great thing. To give that other person that feeling of safety so that they know I can express how I feel and we can talk through it and work through it, and the other person can handle that, makes me feel really, really safe. I feel like I can express myself, we can work through issues, and it's okay. Versus knowing that if I do open up, I'm going to be shut down, I'm going to get, things are going to get really loud, the other person's going to get in my face, so I might as well just like bottle it up and shut up and stuff it down. And then usually resentment builds. And this is not healthy. So I encourage you to cultivate this center within yourself by maybe walks in nature, prayer, meditation, yoga, tai chi, whatever your spiritual practice is, breath work, whatever you find helps you kind of ground and center, especially when your mind is going like a pinball machine and it's going all over the place. Take a deep breath, several deep breaths, and find that calm within yourself. And if the other person starts talking and you feel like, I'm about to explode, I can't handle this, excuse yourself for a few minutes, 5 minutes, and then come back and say, I just need to calm down. I want to hear what you're going to say, but let me kind of get myself in a better place. Give me just 5 minutes, and then come back and be open and present. And it's a much gentler, healthier way to work through things than letting emotions spike and explode and there being more conflict and more escalation. And then you have conflict, heaping on top of conflict, on top of conflict. No good. So that's my hope for you going through this week, is to keep that in mind. Cultivate this sense of being able to stay objective, whether it's in the situations I just described or anywhere else in life. It's sort of maintaining a sense of healthy detachment from the drama that always comes up in life. Being able to see things for what they are, but kind of roll with it. All right? Okay. So let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, leave them for me below this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Please spread the word, like, share, and subscribe if you wish. I appreciate your time. I'll see you soon.